Hello viewers, welcome to the squad gamers, welcome back. Anyways, today's my first mapping video. This is what if Germany in green, France in red, England in blue, and Spain in yellow went to war, and every country in Europe had to take a side. This is just for fun, really. Just cause. That's the reason why I'm making this. And also, I do not even watch other YouTubers, so I don't know if anyone really has done this before. Ever before? Anyways, so we have all this. All of this land would probably get thrown up to Germany because, you know, Germany is like the closest. It's like the closest to all of these. Probably multiple offensive tornadoes on Germany's side. Now, Norway and Denmark, they're another what Germany did, and they're going to side with England here. And yes, Scotland side with France. There we go. And we head over further east. We have Sweden and Finland both joining Germany because they have pretty good, you know, like relations with them. Russia would join. Honestly, I think they joined France. Actually, no, you know what? No, we're going to leave Russia out for now. But Cyprus probably would join France. That's very strategic. Both Belarus and Ukraine would probably join Spain because they know what they can get out of it. They're going to get, like, you know, they're going to get a lot of land out of joining Spain. You know, peace treaty. So anyways, let's dive into the garbage. Now, there are main fronts that are happening, but the most notable... Oh, what's up? Notable of which is the Northern Irish front, where the British don't, or the English don't have very many troops, so the Irish push forward, but then they are nearly pushed out by the time they are stopped. Anyways, further south near South England, nothing really happens. But then again, France's army does push back French forces in North Belgium. I mean, German and Dutch forces in North Belgium. And in the meantime, the French invasions of Italy and Spain both begin. This is pretty much like what if Europe had like a four-sided civil war. It would be very chaotic, obviously. And speaking of which, let's focus. I'm going to focus towards back to England, where Northern Ireland would be fully captured by now. And then Scotland would also launch great attacks against England with the help from the French. With the English Navy distracted in the north, the French actually make a landing. They managed to take London from the English. Obviously, though, the French were on a roll at this point. And then, well, this happened. Pretty much, France got clapped by Germany. Because Germany was the first country to launch attacks besides France, and they went straight through the Ardennes and pretty much now punches holes at France. And also their ally Austria's kind of doing some damage to Italy. You know, they're pretty much cutting Italy off. Austria and Hungary are both, like, friends in real life, so yeah, so obviously on the opposite side. So here, and so, yeah, so, you know, Europe is pretty much in chaos. Now, Spain's pretty much just getting wrecked, along with Blue Sea, and England is dying. And yet, Germany's just on a roll right now. I mean, just like... And you might wonder, well, why did Belarus and Spain join? Belarus and Ukraine joined Spain. Well, see, they get a lot of stuff out of that. Because Bulgaria's there. They're just nearby. All they had to do is conquer Romania. And so Ukraine does that. It attempts to do that by first conquering Moldova, which goes pretty good. You know, they take over most of the country. And then Belarus did the stupidest thing and tried to attack all of southern Lithuania, cutting the Baltics off. Meanwhile, Spain is, well, you know, too busy trying to support Croatia in fighting Bosnia, in which Bosnia, Serbia, and Montenegro are apparently strong enough to fight off Spain. Fight off the entirety of Croatia. Well, duh. All the rest of them are pretty much focused on, you know, everything else. And then Republic of Srpska actually starts setting up some resistance here. So pretty much we have no clear winner. Clear winner. Sure, Norway does start launching attacks. That's against Sweden. And they do manage to capture Gothenburg after a little bit. There's some back and forth fighting. But still, it wasn't that big. Not big of a deal for Sweden to lose Gothenburg. Well, actually it was, because, you know, like, it's like the second biggest city. One of like Sweden's like biggest naval ports. Well, the English do stand a chance. Shockingly, Spain's too busy fighting France to actually fight back Portugal. AKA, Portugal captures Coruna. Captures Coruna and all of Galicia. Now that is a twist. Twist here. Spain's dying. Well, I think Spain's gonna lose. Let's see what happens. And anyways, Spain's army is advancing somewhat, but they're also losing land. With Croatia pretty much being on its own, Croatia's just going rogue right now. They don't got no supplies left. The Goreb is about to fall. It's soon to fall. And with French forces pretty much zooming, to start to realize something. It's that they can cut off the Germans and they can conquer most of Italy. So they rush towards Florence to capture Milan, while also keeping their armies in the west to capture Genoa. So then, shortly after they captured this land, they would then just proceed to slowly drag. Or the Germans decide to stop where the French are, because, you know, these are like the Alps. Let me put on some music for y'all. There we go. But shortly after the war in Italy was starting to wrap up, Italy actually put up an honest fight. They held Ravenna for a long time, until French forces finally kicked them out of North Italy. Honestly, Italy's dying, and along with Spain. So therefore, so pretty much the yellow team's dying. Meanwhile, all team's going on to oh. Well, that sucks. That sucks for England and Wales. Northern Ireland's already dead. Dead. Wales and England are both dying. Pretty much dying. Shockingly, it's pretty much all Norway and Denmark who are really doing crap against, you know, Sweden. And, but, you know, everyone else. At least Spain seems holding out. They did something. So they would push up to here, and then the Bulgarians met up with them. Oops. There you go. Now Spain seems really not looking to the... Oh. Not cool, Spain. Not cool. Spain and Italy have both surrendered. Well, that sucks. Okay, the first treaty of the war. The war here. The Treaty of Madrid. Pretty much, this determines who gets what on the Iberian Peninsula. Pretty much, Portugal gets all of Galicia. Or pretty much all that they occupied. And Spain gets an entire chunk of land here. And here. And Spain is, well, pretty much, forced to die. Pretty much dies. So, yeah, well, France is pretty strong now. So now with two countries virtually dead. Oh yeah, right, that's too much. Two countries, those virtually dead. Well, at this rate, the war starts to slow down. Croatia surrenders, then causing the entire capitulation of the Spanish team. The Spanish team is down. It's just Germany and France, really. So now we focus on the German front. You all know what happened last time France went Napoleonic. They got screwed. Well, now France is really screwed because they don't have enough strength to really fight. And so the Germans really just push in from below where their lines were. And so they just start pushing west. Eventually French resistance does catch up with them to the east of Paris. So then the Germans just turn north and then keep going west. The French are unable to stop them, and they wind up cutting off almost the entire French army. Cutting off 65% of the French army is now stuck. Obviously, though, France had pretty much just lost. Only their forces in England were still winning. Speaking of England, let's see what happened. Oh. Well, that sucks. Well, it's safe to say England lost. Because just look at this mess. Oh, yeah, right, forgot to mention. Scotland's pushing down, and now they've linked up with the main advance. At this point, England's just dead. England's team is just dead. Let's just say England's team surrendered. After a small German invasion. Okay, so it's down to France and Germany, though. I think we can already see who's gonna win this. Yeah, because of the fact that the Germans pretty much own the whole place. So, yes, it's pretty much. And then, they're killed. And then, the advance deep into France begins. Obviously, though, the French team will not surrender without a fight. Forces in Italy begin to fall apart. Fall apart as French army retreats into France to launch the counterattack. Counterattack is inevitably launched against the Germans. They retake Paris. Unfortunately, they are unable to win the war, due to heavy losses on all fronts. The German army counterattacks, I guess, and then suddenly the French army begins to collapse. The German army rolls through the western France. France is then pushed down south of Lyon. They soon captured Dijon and Macon. France is in vain. The French army is in shambles. So the French have no choice. It was to surrender. The Germans having pretty much stopped at the coasts. Too much being left at the coasts at the Alps. Which what choice does France have? But to just surrender. The French had soon surrendered their entire team to the Germans. And this was the end. Comment if you also would like to see a part 2 to this. Or actually, if you want to see an alternate future with Europe. See you later, and bye-bye.